Jessica, 2025 has been a great year in the RIA business for deals and succession plans. So what's your outlook for 2026? Let's start in the first half.
It's going to keep going. It's been so strong, and we're going to see a very strong finish to 2025. And given the volume that we have at Turkey Hill at the moment, it's going to continue well into 2026 and probably beyond too.
Talk about valuations right now, because we know they're being bid up because of the hot deal environment. How is this affecting what's going on? Are people just racing to get that bid when they can?
Quite the opposite, actually, with the amount of private equity money that's flowed into the wealth management space in the last few years. What we're seeing is actually buyers becoming more picky because deals have become so expensive. And there's been a proliferation of the number of buyers in the space.
So if the buyers are getting picky, how are the sellers, whether it's just a small RIA or a big one, positioning themselves or making themselves look better or more attractive to get the price that they want?
You know, the advice that we give to all of our sell-side clients in the wealth management space is to just keep doing what you're already good at doing. And because the buyer landscape has become so full in ways that we haven't ever seen in this landscape before, the right buyer will reveal itself to you through a search process.
In your view, what's driving the M&A right now? Is it all that private equity money and they got to put it somewhere?
It sure is. It sure is. With the amount of private equity investment in the space, it's giving wealth management firms that never had the ability to participate in a process before the ability to do so. And because private equity likes to receive a return on their investment, firms will continue to go through M&A as a way of providing that return to the private equity backers.
Well, RIA assets are very sticky. People tend to stay with their advisor. That said, if we see AUM come down, maybe not by losing it to another RIA, but just because the market comes down, how will that affect the industry and what's going on?
You know, you're right that it is incredibly sticky. And I think most advisors will tell you something they're very proud of is the fact that they don't lose clients during market downturns because they are so good at maintaining the trust and the relationships they've built with their clients. So it's really kind of the opposite. The nice thing about this space is that wealth management really is an annuity. You know, as markets continue to go up over time, as they do in time, these firms will continue to grow. And if they're able to boost that market growth with any sort of organic growth, it makes them even more attractive to buyers. How
do you advise RIAs, or how would you advise RIAs who are seeking to sell their shops to put their best foot forward? How should they pretty themselves up, if you will?
Well, as I said, the best thing that you can do is continue to run your business as is. With that said, it's important to know what is important to you, so that when you go and you hire an advisor to help you find a firm, they can take you to firms that will take the business that you've built and make it significantly better with their ability to provide trust services and, you know, estate planning and alternative investments or whatever it is that's important to you. So it really is being proud of the business that you've built, maintaining your relationships with your clients, grow. If you are interested in receiving a higher multiple, if you have the ability to do any sort of internal succession planning, right? Hire younger advisors to help manage some of maybe the smaller clients. All of those are things that buyers find attractive.
And then finally, how much longer can this run last? We keep hearing that there's going to be a drop of 70,000 advisors through retirement over the next 10 years or something like that, according to Cerulli. So will it last 5 years, 10 years?
I feel like I've been asked that my entire career. It hasn't happened yet because yes, there are a lot of retiring advisors, but there are also younger advisors taking over those assets. And as long as there's wealth, there will be people who make a living advising on that wealth. So I do think that wealth management as an industry is here to stay. And as long as that's the case, there are going to be retiring advisors who need to sell their practices, and we will continue to see activity in this space.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on and talking about it.
Thanks for having me.